Still a long way to go, but down 15. They cut the lead, which was 16 in the first half, to 8 at halftime.
Well, the craziness of March, though, you've already seen a comeback similar. Portland was in charge the other night around this same time mark in the second half before Pepperdine came back with a big win.
Wow, smooth. Amy, he has saved LMU on offense.
He has been ultra aggressive and efficient. 13 points now, 5 of 8 from the field. They need more from him.
Isaiah Watts back-to-back bucket, but made a good decision there. Now a pass tipped, and Washington State comes away with it. The outlet to Isaiah Watts, who dunks it home.
Firing one shot after another. They're now 7 of 22. 31%, they turn it over. Here's Isaiah Watts, slams it in.
So today, and when this team taking an L on the court today, Pepperdine trying to win, but baseball looking good, men's volleyball looking good as well.
Men's volleyball beating Grand Canyon twice. They're ranked number 9 in the nation. Pepperdine baseball beat Tulane for the second straight day, winning the first 2 games of the 3-game series, 2-1 and 2-1. Outside, Isaiah.
All right, Truitt posting up. That's Thrasterson defending the post there for the Cougs. Will change by David Riley at the timeout. Here's Parker Garrett's into the game. David Riley talked about this earlier in the week when he was dealing with his press responsibilities as Isaiah Watts drains. And that's a cool thing at a school like Eastern where that can happen. And here come the Cougs running and scoring. Isaiah sure a lot open than 4 big guys transfer.
Yeah, I thought last year, I thought University of San Diego had a really tremendous year. They won 18 games, but with no name, image, and likeness program, 4 of the stars
trying to go in, comes out. Duckett has to go. Oh, he lost it on the dribble, and there's what should put it away for the Cougars.
Make or miss, the Broncos are pushing that ball so quickly up the court, and they do a great job of getting advanced passes. You're faster passing the ball up the court than dribbling it.
Watts pulls up top of the key.
So stop the game just to make sure trash gets picked up. Yeah, Nate Calmise is having a good year, solid year as a Washington State point guard, but you're right. Not a lot of depth on this team, period. Juwan Watts, who really is not much of an outside shooter. Their other 2 big men are. Isaiah Watts will shoot the 3. That was good. And hard to Huff again. Just feeling it. Had that shot blocked. Okay, he's missed one now. Nobody's perfect. Jai made them both. Zags have just killed the Cougars from the free throw line. Another big disparity in this game.
State, Dave Feldman and Jaron Haas and Moraga as St. Mary's and Washington State are battling, and that's Isaiah.
It's an efficient offense.
He already has 7 offensive rebounds. St. Mary's does. Watts kicks it out to the other Watts. No relation except Ross over the timeline to Mikey Lewis, who launches a 3 with a lot of time on the shot clock. Not normally what St. Mary's does. Isaiah Watts for 3.
Have I said this yet? Nothing is ever easy against this St. Mary's defense.
Eric Strip has Watts, lobs it up for him, and Isaiah Watts.
Right to DeWarch, goes under Watts. And another good defensive rebound there by Eric Strip.
Both teams willing to get the ball up early.
And there is the spin and the fin.
Post play. I just don't see much of it anymore.
Back to the basket. What's that?
Yeah.
Pete Newell's looking down from above going, come on. The great Pete Newell.
Traveled.
Isaiah Watts buries it. And of course, there won't be a coach that'll complain about that. Nice interception by Lawan Watts.
One of the poor decisions that Odom has made, trying to cross-court the ball. And
That's what
cost the shooter open, but double him, get it out of his hands, and then deny him, and make somebody else have to be a creator.
Here it's Calmise off the ball with Price trapped. Calmise coming to the rescue. Instead, look at that cross-court spot. That's really big. Lawan.
Now it's not a foul game. Now they can just play.
How quick will they go here? Calmise. Do they need a three? Eric Strip. Isaiah Watts.
Bruce Pearl against his old assistant coach, Todd Golden. Intrigued.
A little extra motivation.
Perhaps for both. Watts goes to Watts. This is Lawan. Back to Isaiah. And Isaiah Watts with the... Hard to tell who it went on.
I think they got it right. The last 2 minutes is not here, so they can't review it, but I think they got it right on the first try.
Watson retires. Two very good offensive players and pretty good defensive players. Isaiah Watts, three is good for Washington. Both games also streaming on the app. Calmise has been the leader offensively for the Cougars. Isaiah Watts, long three. Good. Wow, has he been fantastic tonight.
Tough.
The steal and the land by Isaiah.
Barry Wong does not field the pocket pass from Lingard, and it's taken by Isaiah Watts. Cougars honorary West Coast Conference members this season and next as Watts, and he puts it in.
No hesitation, Chris. He lets it fly from three, and he's confident.
His 33rd triple of the season. Watts answers back. You bet.
Well, you can see the Don's bench really happy about that as the Cougars come back in a quick
stride, and it got a little bit clumsy, but slowed it down just in time and found Jazz Gardner. Isaiah Watts launches a long two and rattles it home. To go in regulation. Fisher drives. Fisher, tough finish, and he can't get it to go. Under duress was Elijah Fisher there. Another chance for Washington State to grab the lead. Watts for three from Watts and connects. What a shot by Petar Kravakovic.
High off the glass with some English on that ball through two defenders at the very last second. Beautiful shot.
Isaiah Watts answers back.
His game, man. He's 6'4". He's just going right to work.
Yeah, he looks like he was ready to play. highly rated recruit. Watts, a deep three. Oh, and he connects. A good shot right over the spin out of Iceland. Couldn't put it in. Harris hanging tough. And another defensive effort by Thrasherson, his second block. Upstairs, watch out, ring the bell, Isaiah.
Yeah, the reason that play worked is the defense was worried about a DHO to dribble handoff. But Iheanacho ended up going back.
Oh! Put him on a...
defensively, gambling like that in the open floor.
Lamar Stanley needs to do that. He needs to get on the offensive glass. That's where he's strong. Don't worry about shooting jumpers. Get on the offensive glass. Get the easy ones.
They do have a mismatch down low size-wise. Watts will pull up for the J, and it's good. Degenhardt is on the doorstep of 1,500 points for his college career.
And Washington State brings it right back at you, don't they? No walking it up.
Watts to Watts. Jumper's good from the corner.
He's got a 40. I sent the note down. Dear Lou, I surrender. Love, Bill. Do you want to play against a 2-3 zone? He shakes his head, said yes, and we gave him a 2-3 zone. But
that's
nobody
great.
better to young people, to the game of basketball. Nice cut here by Watts.
Watts to Watts.
Freshman out of New Orleans.
Really not known as a great shooter. Not many shots.
His high school coach was the great Randy Livingston. You remember Randy Livingston?
I do.
That was his high school coach.
Isaiah Watts rattles one home for a few minutes. It won't be long though, right? He won't be out for long.
No, maybe to the timeout. You know, maybe a timeout. Louis got to really play big now. Get others involved.
Wow. Isaiah Watts for three. It's good.
Early dagger.
And Ducell again. This time he hits the triple.
You leave a good three-point shooter open enough. Eventually one's going to go down. Ducell finally able to get one to fall.
Nice cut and drive on the other end for
Nevada has the height advantage, but Washington State's going to try and shake things up here with their defense, and right away forces a turnover.
Nevada nearly steals it back. Washington State gets a three off, and it's good.
Ball screen. Just taking the easy mid-range jump shot. Another big defensive possession here for Nevada.
Corner three on the way is good. Rebound, outlet pass for McBride. Trying to get through two defenders, and he was off balance. Couldn't finish at the rim. Another three from used to playing without Cedric Coward, even though they did lose that game to SMU. And a relentless style of play has paid off here tonight in Reno. Another Ethan Price, the inbounds for Lawan Watts. As you mentioned, has had a really nice defensive effort in this game. Also 13 points, one of three players, or rather four now, in double figures for Washington State, which is kind of the calling card of their season, to be very balanced. They have five players averaging at least 10 points.
Coast Conference has a lot of power at the top with Gonzaga, St. Mary's, Santa Clara, San Francisco, to where even if they don't win the conference tournament in 2025, there's a chance that a win like this could get them in the at-large conversation.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Give him credit. He talked about it. He said this is his dream job. He's only 35, but he turns 36 tomorrow on Thanksgiving.
Hoping to leave the age of 35 in the win column. Isaiah Watts rolls in. And all of a sudden, the Cougars have cooled down again. It's 2 of their last 10 from the field. Isaiah Watts buries the three. It in on the first look, but gets it back and scores. Chindo has provided instant offense from the bench again for SMU. 9 points tonight. The lead has ballooned to 8 for the Mustangs. Calmes up top. Isaiah Watts. They needed it.
They needed that one.
Brings up the triple.
Good job by Collins penetrating, and Crawford knocking down another three.
He has found his touch from the outside, his third make. Okafor not a threat from out there. Watts is, and he catches in the three. Throws it down. 10-point game.
Trying to get another stop. Headed to single digits.
Watts lets it fly. Yes, sir. Big 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Kick out. Watts for three. No good. Offensive rebound. Price gets it right back. Watts drives up and under and finishes.
Rim, and that's why the foul was called, is because he was trying to seal deep at the rim.
Inbound. Coward. Got his man out of position. Watts, Calmise in the corner. Now Eric Strupp. The block extended. Kicks it back out. Eags have switched back to the zone. Watts. Thought about the three. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Back cut to Isaiah. Goes up with the reverse and scores. The last bucket for the Eags. Goes into work. Puts it up with the left hand. Can't finish. Okafor there with the defense for the Cougs. Isaiah Watts. Triple. Foul. And one!
He's putting the pressure on the rim, but it's about having balance. And that time he has balance and is able to get to a floater instead of really pressuring it towards the hoop.
46-25, the lead for the Cougars. Watts to Watts in the corner. Isaiah able to hit.
I mean, look, in McLean, I think McLean tried to shoulder a lot of it. Just felt a little bit forced tonight for them. But they're going to be able to go back in the film room and check things out.
Washington State, on the other hand, as we see them able to break the press here with N.D. Okafor. Isaiah Watts, triple on the way. That one's good. State to open the season.
And Cougs fans are going to see more of that this year. Just the ability for multiple players to bring the ball up the court just makes it so tough, and that's why they're able to score so many points, because they can pick up the tempo and really push the pace.
Isaiah Watts over to Case. Why not? Excuse me. That's actually Tomas Tharsterson.
Yeah, and Isaiah Watts was yelling at Tharsterson, shoot your three, man. You get an opportunity to get in the game, you got to shoot it.
They've missed their last four as Reynolds tried to go baseline against Eric Strupp, trying to get past him. And he throws it away. Finds the trailing Isaiah Watts. Watts from deep. And that's big for Isaiah Watts.
I would have said play on. They've got a common foul.
Let's keep rolling.
And Washington State lost a timeout.
Isaiah Watts rises from deep.
Oh, that's important, isn't it? And by the time he cut, Watts threw the ball right where Coward was, and just an unforced error right there.
Eric Strupp's got the height mismatch. Isaiah Watts, catch and shoot three.
That's big. Yep, that's big. You missed the double. Watts, good passer. Look at that
pass.
Yep.
Extra pass. Coward for three. And that one halfway down, but Isaiah Watts climbing the ladder to get the board. He'll fire from deep. Splash. Isaiah Watts.
Well around the ball on screen, trying to get it back to the big man. There's Calmise again. Numbers for Washington State. The lob to Watts, and the finish is at the rim.
At the rim or in the mid-range. Or from three. Mostly from three.
Mitchell lost the handle. Isaiah Watts. Two Cougars on his right side. Fifth blocked shot for Washington State. Saw Payne. He's going to go rest after a busy first few minutes here in the half.
Yeah, some emotional first few minutes for Jack Payne there.
Isaiah Watts back in for the Cougars. He picked up 3 fouls in the first half. His third came on a technical, celebrating a made basket. Upon checking in, gains a little space. Mitchell behind the back to the mid-range floater. Good try by Isaiah Brickner to try to tap it back in for Idaho. At times tonight, kind of a rock fight between these two teams. Separated by just 8 miles on the Washington-Idaho border.
And three, a good look again there by Dane Eric. Strupp it rimmed out, but the Cougs get it back, and Watts with a finish.
Deron Watts makes the play. Braves.
And so in the game now is Jaquan Johnson, who just had a turnover and a finish at the other end by Isaiah Watts. And it sets up a good three for Davis.
Ball moves side to side, and Christian Davis finished.
Step back for Isaiah Watts, and the answers. So this trip will take the game under 2 minutes. Again, where the Cougs might have been thinking maybe we can get this to 10 plus at half.
Yeah, well,
at least stay close.
As you well know, Ted, coaches are always saying how you finish those last 2-3 minutes going in the locker room. Washington State wanted to open it up. Bradley wanted to tighten it up.
Nice. Oh, nice. Not kicking out to the perimeter, but in the paint.
What a
tremendous NBA player in the 60s and 70s. Chet the Jet.
Oh, Chet the Jet. What a great player.
For the Philadelphia 76ers and eventually the Chicago.
And the Bulls, yeah, exactly. His numbers hanging there. You know what? Not hard to figure out. Is that Isaiah Watts with a good finger?
4 fouls already on Portland State.
Watts gets open for 3. And now, Eric Strupp, who got out to a hot start, but leaves it short. The Coward able to track down the offensive board. Watts now from deep.
And they've made shots so that there hasn't been just that tidal wave of transition. And that's been one of their best defenses.
Isaiah Watts knocking down the... Myers trying to get around a couple screens. A beam straightaway triple. Rebound. Corralled by Babers.
Its aggression on the defensive boards has been impressive.
Isaiah Watts. Getting close to that 5 seconds. Isaiah Watts. Shake and bake. Right to the rack.